I'm making this video specifically for Jack Draper because he needs a little work on his backhand volley. Let's check it out. So Jack makes one of the most common mistakes I see recreational players make on a low volley. Right here, obviously, he's coming to the net, so the opponent should hit it at the feet, which is the number one strategy you should be using. Every once in a while, you want to go for a pass, that's fine. But the number one strategy to use when your opponent comes to the net is to give them a low volley. And if Jack is going to screw this up, guess what? Your opponents in your local league are going to screw this up. So what I want you to notice about this low volley is the movement of Jack's racket. So we know that the ball is going to arrive low, right? That's where the ball is traveling. But Jack moves his racket across and then down, and he ends up chopping the heck out of this ball. Well, think about what spin is on this ball. Like you can see the racket is up by his head, and then the racket slams against the ground. There is a ton, and any of you golfers know, there is a ton of backspin on this volley. And guess what happens when you set your racket high on a low volley and then chop down? The ball is going to stay in the air longer because the high pressure is on the bottom of the ball, and the ball is going to float long. And that's exactly what happens, and the ball goes through the legs of the opponent. The reason the ball goes through his legs is because he's actually running forward. See, the opponent is smart. When you hit the ball to someone's feet, you should follow it up by running forward in case they hit short, and you can run it down and then go for the pass on the second shot. So the opponent's coming in, and as he sees the ball come at him, he gets out of the way and allows that ball to land out. Jack, I hope you see this video at some point. When you have a low volley, don't take the racket up and then down or straight across and then down. But when you have a low volley, you want to go down immediately and basically set the racket where the ball is going to arrive. This is what you see with Sampras. He would set the racket low initially and then basically wait for the ball to get there, not with his feet. He'd be moving his feet, but the racket would be low already. You're getting your racket down just in the nick of time, slamming your racket against the ground. That puts all that backspin on the ball, and the ball floats long. Watch the best volleyers of all time. On low volleys, they set the racket low, and then they can actually volley up or volley forward. You definitely don't want to set the racket high and chop down. Now, Jack, I know I mentioned Sampras. McEnroe is another perfect example of this. When you watch McEnroe come forward and he gets a low volley, the key here is that you set the racket where the ball is going to arrive. It's one of the most common mistakes, not just for recreational players, but of course, the pros as well. The ball is going to come to the pros, let's say, backhand side, and it's going to be at knee level. The problem you see all the time is players go up to go down, and that's when they slam their racket against the ground. Jack, work on this with your coaches. If anyone sees this, please send this or tweet this video to Jack. When you get a low volley, go down right away. Then you can volley forward or volley up and not chomp the ball. When you chomp the ball, it puts so much backspin on the ball, it's hard to calculate, but it also makes the ball float. So the ball just sits there, it doesn't have the bite. And this is why you watch, by the way, I was just actually watching highlights of McEnroe before I made this segment of the video. And what's amazing is how fast McEnroe volleyed. I'm not talking about his movement. Yes, his movement was amazing. I'm talking about how fast he volleyed. Like the ball would travel so fast and it would be in. And the reason is because when you put a lot of backspin on the ball from setting the racket way above the ball and then chopping down, it makes the ball float, so the ball goes out. So players who chop have to hit the ball very slowly. But just the genius of McEnroe is he would set the racket where the ball was going to arrive and hit a much flatter volley. He wouldn't put all that spin on the ball. The ball could travel fast, but gravity had a chance to bring it down into the court because it didn't have all of that spin. Jack, set the racket, whether it's high, medium, or low, set the racket where the ball is going to arrive and go in a straight line to that point. You'll be so much more consistent and you'll be able to dominate at the net. Now, if you're tired of lugging around your old and outdated ball machine, then just make your tennis friends jealous and get the Proton Ball Machine by Hydrogen Sports. And right now you can get free shipping in the USA when you use my link. It's in the description. You'll find it in the first comment. You'll also see it on the screen at the end of this video. The Proton is fully programmable using its intuitive app. In fact, you control it using your smartphone or watch. It holds up to 100 balls and weighs less than 20 pounds. To see how truly amazing this ball machine is, and to get free shipping when you order one, be sure to use my link. So click right here to check out the Proton Ball Machine, and with that link, you're given a coupon code for free shipping. Jack, you start setting the racket low on low volleys, and there's no doubt you're going to gain confidence, win more matches, and play much better tennis. This is Ryan Reedy from 2minutetennis.net. Jack, you got this.